The people who violating my civil rights, supposedly experimentally, seem to think that I'm confessing that I'm doing something wrong by calling what they're doing violation of my civil rights. That's quite a twisted idea. One of the graphics that Posse Comitatus presented for UW Dialectical today was the encroachment of the supposed superiority and cultural competence retinue that is rooted in Muhammad Ali's relationship with Ronald Reagan and the celebrity superstate and the way they would use their power and celebrity as a form of holiness. And you're supposed to believe that the celebrity superstate is made of people who have pure souls. And one of the ways they prove this, now, let's look at women, okay? When some of them got dumped with children in Vietnam, and the way that the Nam crazies went about justifying their grip on American society through the Axis, the Kennedy assassinations, and that god-awfully stupid war, was to say, oh, that's like Jimmy Creary. He runs away from girls. He dumps girls in Pittsburgh, girls who boyfriends batter me and get me to surrender my own virtue to their cruel manipulations, and I try to get away from them and stuff. And this is the control phenomenon from Alpha Centauri at the Museum of Modern Art with Linda Montano's bondage, Penis Gabriel's fetish with bioterrorism, and whatever these sneaky weirdos from the Seattle Green Party are doing over at Experimental Music Project in the clubhouse and stuff. And poisoning, committing terrible crimes against the person who they broodlust. And they say it's in the name of virtue. I think you have to be careful with these people for one reason. Some of what they say is certainly true. I mean, I'll get into that. There is a cultural issue in how the geniuses who've destroyed Yemen have brought about, female sexual bondage in a society where that's culturally taboo. At best, you get punched as a woman, Then they stereotype with the stuff about honor killings. So we don't have a bloodbath going in the United States on our sidewalks. But anyway, the point is obviously some a critter like me is going to be, dehumanized by, he crossed when the girl had to pay up with her virtue to the monsters of the Trumpy Tune coup. Why wouldn't I cry for the virtue of the girl that I loved? I mean, they make it spectacular. She wanted to do it. She found out that it was better to be with those weirdos. So anyway, you have this situation where, women do want to be protected, and there's no cultural, there's other, you can't change what you can't change. People who are saving lives and protecting people are where it's at. Doctors Without Borders is where it's at. So anyway, the point is that, you have these people who say there's easily understandable demarcation lines, like black and white is the principle. And the thing that Gabriel pulled with Shulman and the Indian community with the pussy ball layout and stuff. But if you look at Shaft, admittedly Shaft is Hollywood. There's problems with Shaft. Richard Roundtree and all of that, there's problems with it. But if you look at Shaft, the sort of thing he was fighting was what MK Ultra was. Equity in Rwanda is who gets a fair take of the French heroin trade, probably, or something. So, I mean, you have to look at the situation for what it is. The hard stuff is half the story. But one of the things that's hard for people to understand is that this stuff about the Muslim at the primacy of sound, you have to hear my voice, you can't read the poem, right? People make mistakes, maybe it's detectable. I mean, it's not just you have to be careful of lies, you have to review material. You can't just say, oh, jump down, that makes me twist my ankle, now I have to go off the handle and do something. The real thing to think about isn't the primacy of sound, that people are children of a lesser God. but that there's a neuroplasm. They tried to make it speak what they wanted it to say. I mean, they were brutal Attica State neurobehavioral weirdos. And, like Chinese mind control specialists working with Israeli extremists. I guess that's what CIA stands for anymore, Chinese Israeli agenda. I'm just a credit from the city of Pittsburgh. If I took a gorgeous girl to a baseball game, everybody would, have their eyes bulging out of their head. Can you imagine? So, probably the worst thing of all is the way that people go crazy. Absolutely crazy with jealousy because of how I love my painting of Greta. I mean, can you imagine? You think I would start a rumor? Somebody accused me of dumping Greta. I mean, look. The idea of God even knowing who I am or liking me is so over the top. Okay, anyway, the point is that I'm an old guy, okay? I've seen all this stuff. And I think Dan Ali, that auto switchboard thing that comes out of Detroit with Obama is a signifier that the den of thieves stole history for the fundamentalists, Dan Ali. But they're going to deny it, because denial is a lie for a lie. You get the lie back, just lie back to them. It's a Zuclier idea. So all of this Swami Nostra mentalism comes from Trumpy-tuned weirdos at Warhol who have a stake in getting over with the virological warfare, and they pump the fossil fuel into the atmosphere as an ultimatum. And poor Greta and I have been, just at our wits' ends. I'm trying to make sense of it. So, don't go to no baseball game with me. No, don't go to no baseball game with me. No, don't go. I'll go by myself. That's okay. Sure, a child of a lesser God, me and my beautiful painting. God save everybody. Amen.